main display. So here we go. We're back. We're done with this. I have a little bit more tweaking that I want to do and to be able to do on this game, but that's going to be done on my own time. So here's where I get a little crazy. Oh, let's go ahead and stop this. the ball was just continuously moving. Yeah. Yes, I understood. I have high blood sugar. Yes, thank you. I appreciate that. I've already taken insulin. It's going to come down. Now, if I do a new scene, how in the heck do I change this name? That is one of the things that's kind of driving me crazy. Is it because nothing's actually in here yet? I don't know. So here's the next thing. We are going to try and remember the things that Blue has taught us already. And I'm probably going to forget it. Maybe you need a canvas. I'm getting there, Red. I'm getting there. Wait, a canvas. That's not the first thing on, is it? So if I open the scene... See, there's no canvas or anything. There's just the main camera, and then you have these other ones. How do you name this? I don't know. I'll change it afterwards. Anyways, new scene. And then I've been thinking about what the game is going to be. And we kind of talked about a save scene. And this is going to be endless. I think we're going to have to rename that. But anyways. Okay. See, it's so simple. Why? Look at this. You can go to File or Edit and Rename. And guess what it does? Nothing. It's not intuitive. So there's the block jumping game. We were talking about an Endless Runner, the impossible game. But then I was thinking about that, and as I had a couple extra days to think about what it would take and everything, like I started listing out all the different parts of it. Then I was like, you know, I almost feel like doing something a little bit more complicated. The edit rename is for selected object. Yeah, guess what? That's a selected object. Boom, Blue. Just kidding. So I was thinking about doing something where, like, the objects come down a hill, kind of like you're climbing a hill. I don't know. You have bouncing objects is pretty much what I was thinking about, but how do you make that make sense in a story? Because if you're just running to the side, is a bouncing object really going to make sense? But I don't know. The scene isn't an object in the scene. I know it's not an object in the scene, but it is an object, which is what you said, quote, the edit rename is for selected objects. It didn't specify in the scene, Blue. Okay, so the first thing I can't remember is we have to change some of the... Is it in the camera? There's like changing the size. And I know you're going to tell me, Blue, and I'm trying to remember because I need to know this. And this is, you know, having that hardness. This is what it was. So we could do something else. Probably 16 by 9 is what I'm thinking. So I'm going to do that. Okay, you got me. It's okay. You know what, Blue? We can still be friends. We had a great time on Overwatch last night. We killed a bunch of people. Had a great time. Okay, so... Now that I've got this, you know, we'll just keep it simple, do a straight, simple, impossible game type Endless Runner, and then we can tweak it and make it more difficult. That's probably the more correct way of addressing this. Do it the simple, and then update. That's my idea on things I need to keep track of for a Flappy Bird game, which is... I've got to think of something other than Flappy Bird, but something else that's similar to Flappy Bird, but a different storyline. Make it new, make it fresh. Okay, so in this one, I'm going to create a new object. I'm going to call this the I don't want to call it arena, but well, let's make a UI one. What do I call it? Let's see. Not objects. Flappy Bird was basically the helicopter game. A helicopter game? I don't know if I've heard of the helicopter game. Red, you're gonna have to give me a link. Okay, so we want obstacles. Uh-oh. How do you spell obstacles? Obstacles, right? Obstacles. Yeah, okay. Not obstacles. I hate that we have words that we pronounce differently than how they're spelled. Let's see. What do I have? Oh, level. That was going to be the one. Obstacles, UI, and we have a character. We have scene information that we want to keep track of. And then we're going to just do character. Oop. Okay, so here's the big question we got to think about, right? What is a character? Is it going to be a square or circle? Okay, here we go. Here's the link. I don't know what I'm doing. I click play, but I have no idea what's happening. Oh, I'm I'm watching a video, an ad. Thank you very much, Red. Hexagon, because the math becomes annoyingly hard. Only if it rotates. If it's just floating without rotating. Oh, I died. My best was 0. Okay. So... yeah, kind of like the helicopter game. Except I hate that one. I don't know. Can we, oh, shoot. I'm trying to remember everything from scratch. We have a new sprite. Hexagon. Let's do it. And this is, yeah, that's just going to be hexagon. Create a new sprite. And we are going to give it... and rigid body, and we're also going to have to give it a glider. So I'm thinking with the hexagon we're probably closer to, we could do polygon glider, but I think to start out we're just going to do a circle glider and call that good enough for now. Rigid body material. No, where's the sprite? It should be... that's a material. Trying so hard not to go look at the other one. There we go. We have a hexagon. And of course, because this channel likes a particular color, we're going to go ahead and choose that. I did it! I remembered some of this crap. Blue would be so proud of me right now. Holy cow, who was in here? That's a lot of people in here. What? Wait. Are you on Discord right now? Yeah. Why are you not coming through my earbuds?
Not.
No. Okay, try now.
Hello, hello.
Yay! There we go. There's my earbuds. Aren't you proud of me, Blue? I remembered how to create a sprite.
Ah, that's pretty good.
And this is going to be player. Okay, so here's my thoughts. Instead of making a level that I run across continuously move,
Yeah, you want to make a bunch of objects that just go to the left?
the objects just go to left, right? Isn't that the better way of doing that? Because then you don't have to
much
like
better way.
grow or move.
You just make all the objects move left, and then you just occasionally spawn on the right side. Yep, outside of the screen.
So we're going to create a new script, and this is going to be. So here's the problem. I've started naming scripts. They're all part of the same project. So I have different players for different minigames. So do I have to pre-tag the game in front of it so I can keep track of my scripts? So this is not like a professional thing. This is an internal trying to order and structure my stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you could, but... So you just want to keep them separate, right?
Well, it's just when the scripts pop up, it's like, hey, do you mean ball script? But no, because that's a separate thing.
Oh, yeah. There's not really... You'd have to do something custom with Unity to filter out.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to, like, filter out by games. But you could also just, have your own, like, prefixes for things. So you could probably do, like, a 2-letter prefix for specific games. Or 3, or a number, or, this and that.
I should do this a different way. Oops.
If you want to, like, filter in their add component thing.
Okay, perfect. Well, that is cleanup. That is refactoring that is supposed to be done at a different time because we don't care about that right now. So I want to move this guy to the left so that we have plenty of time to see the objects as they are coming, to give the user some time to prepare for them to kill them, or not to kill them. But yeah. Okay, so we're gonna add a new sprite. This is gonna be floor. And we're going to come here and create a new sprite, and we're going to do square. Floor, sprite that, and as with most floors in video games, it's going to be black. And I don't care about it being precise. I'm going to move this down. And the reason for that is in some of the other games that I've seen, you can jump on platforms as well. And I think having that vertical space above us would be nice to have. Let's go ahead and drop this guy near the bottom. Okay, so he's not going to move, but he can go straight up. So on this rigid body, don't we want to freeze position X? He can never go X, but he can go Y. But when would you use the freeze position? That's the question.
You can use freeze position. So basically, when physics forces are applied to that object, they will not affect its X position. So in code, you can still move the X position. It's just that physics forces won't move it at all in the X.
Okay.
And yeah, that's the whole point of
physics forces being anything in script as well, or just the default physics engine.
So if you use physics in the scripts, that'll still freeze the X. But if you were to say like transform.translate or transform.position or any other way to move the object that bypasses the physics system, it would still move in the X. You could still move it in the X. It just restrains it moving in the X because of physics forces. And yeah, so the rigid body, it puts it it makes the object affected by like physics systems. So the most immediate one is going to be gravity. So it's going to like fall down.
Uh-huh.
And do you have a collider on the floor?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, okay. So like initially you can like have your player up, and then if you play the scene, you'll just see it fall.
Mm-hmm.
And then land on the floor essentially.
So
I would make the delete
collider.
object, I would make it like farther away from the end of the screen. Because assuming you have the objects moving left, right? As soon as they touch the trigger, they'll disappear. So depending on the length, so you want the length of your longest piece is theoretically how far away you want it.
I see.
Because you don't want it like disappearing before it's entirely off screen.
So it might be better to do, I guess if it's just moving left, I don't have to worry about it falling off, gravity taking part on it.
Yeah, if they don't have rigid bodies, they're not going to fall because of gravity, because they're not a part of that system, of the physics system.
Floor delete. I do want to do the background, which is going to be canvas. How did I do that on the other one? I think I just did background. Oh, background's going to be a little bit more different because the background is going to give the illusion that you're moving.
Movement? Are you going to do parallax scrolling?
Maybe. I have no idea what that means.
Oh, that just means like it's where you have like a parallax, two separate layers that move at different speeds.
I have done that before. I can't remember what game I was working on, but it was a simple kind of scroller one, and what you do is you have an image that can loop, and then you create
image,
one square, and as it gets close to the edge, you form another square next to it, and then once this first one's off the screen, it just rotates over here, and they're just constantly replacing each other.
Yeah, so normally in like a 2D game, you'll have like the sky, and you'll have mountains, and
something
like
that's closer than the sky, and then something closer
you'll
than
get progressively
the mountains,
closer,
and they move
and then they'll move
speeds.
faster the closer they are, but they're not actually closer. You know, it's just the illusion.
Oh,
but I mean that's more of an like art thing. It's not core to the gameplay, so we could save that for later.
Yeah, that's Red's job.
You gonna try and speedrun this today? Finish it in one stream?
I think we can get a very basic form. I think that for our finished product, we probably want to add some extra details to it. But yeah, I think we can get a basic triangle object that just goes across, and if we hit the triangle, we die.
Yeah, I think you can get more done. I have faith. Let's see how far we can get.
We've got a half hour left. Maybe a little bit more. Okay, I don't care about start or update. I do care about on collision enter 2D. And so then if other dot game object dot name, or no, dot tag equals obstacle, then we know we've hit something, and other dot destroy. Well, it's a 2D object. Other dot, we're gonna have to cast this as something and destroy. Delete object. Okay. Floor's not going to do anything. The delete object's going to delete whatever it is if it's an obstacle. The player is, we're going to need a script for the player script, which is going to consist of nothing on the start.
So basically, yeah, the player, I assume all it needs is jump right now.
Get key down. That's not the right one pressed.
Well, yeah, you could do get key down.
But then I basically what I want to do is...
You want it like for as long as they're holding?
Well, no, because then you can hold it forever and it would just keep going up.
Well, I mean, it doesn't have to. It could be like the longer you hold it, you could get to max jump. But if you want it to just fire off once, get key down is good.
And that's
because it only fires. Yeah, it don't that only fires on the frame, the first frame that the key is pressed down.
Okay, so I was thinking that it was as long as it's down.
No, that would be get key, and then you have get key up, which would be on the first frame that the key is let go.
And then we do want on the player, our rigid body, we do want gravity. And this doesn't have a rigid body, so we don't have to worry about it. And then we say game object dot add no, it's not this. Transform.
Okay, since you probably want to use the rigid body.
Yep.
And so I tallied, and I think there's about 9 ways to move objects in Unity. So I definitely think, yeah, it could be confusing on which one to use when stuff.
This is going to be rigid body 2D, and we're just going to call it my naming conventions. I haven't figured out what I want to do because I don't feel like the C++ naming conventions necessarily fit into C# well.
Are they that different?
They're not that different, but it just feels like private variables are M underscore, and it just feels very kludgy. It's worse.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that.
By
People
me,
will use the underscore for their privates.
Well, it's hard because I watch all these videos about Unity and people doing these different things, and nobody does it, and I just like it just feels like C#.
Oh, you're like, oh, I feel out of place. Oh, so, no, I've seen it before.
So, yeah.
It's not uncommon.
Rigid body.
I mean, whatever works at the end, right?
Rigid body equals get components. Rigid body 2D. Look at this. I feel like I actually know what the heck I'm doing.
Yeah, it looks like you know what you're doing. Coding like a pro.
Whoa!
Only a matter of time before you usurp me, and then you can finally teach me. I can learn the ways of a senior developer.
The force would be 0 in the X direction, and what's a good force to work against gravity?
You probably want to use a variable there, just so you can like change the value.
Well, stop being so smart and saving me time. And
yeah,
we're gonna do.
Like variables are a lot more common, I guess, than like just. I don't know what you do, but I assume it is more efficient for you guys to just have less variables.
No.
More like static numbers and things.
It all depends. Like if we're doing
whatnot.
computations like formulas or algorithms, then the values are set. We're not like tweaking it. Like, well, let's see what happens.
Yeah, you're
if
not
we
going
do this.
in and like, yeah. So I assume like it's not as common for you guys to just like, oh, everything should be a variable that we can adjust on the fly, like, because that's not really probably efficient for you guys.
So I probably need to check. We probably should not add the force when I'm already jumping. So how do I know if I'm already in the air? Is it by checking the collision against the bottom piece?
Oh, you could check you could check collision against the floor.
Do I check the velocity in the y direction?
You could do like a
is
simple
0?
enum. You could do a Boolean flag, like is grounded. You could go into states, like however you want to do it. In this case, probably a simple Boolean would work. Because I assume those are the only we can either be grounded or not, and it's not going to grow beyond that.
Yeah, game object dot name equals.
But like, if we were doing something more complicated, then yeah, you'd probably want to do like state machine. Oh, you know, or you could go to enums, and then go from there state machine. And if you need something more, yeah, you can keep going more complicated.
So as long as I've had any collision against the floor,
Okay, so the only problem with that is that on collision enter is called the first frame that the colliders touch.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so you'll want a slightly different function.
Okay. Detection. Exit on collision stay.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just go what we say, you want something different, and then tell me who's never done any of this before.
I believed you could figure it out, and you did.
You're rolling the dice on that one. Okay, so if space is hit and we are currently grounded, then we're going to go ahead and jump, and we have to say grounded equals false. And then this will get set back to true here. Okay. So we should be able to come back here, and we should be able to test that without any other objects moving. Except, where's my camera?
Check your camera. It might be. Check the transform. It might be in front of all of this stuff. Yeah, so you probably just want to pull it back.
Let's see, 2D, and then I guess 2D you can't really do that. Minus 20? Well, what is this? This is at minus 0. Or minus 0. This is at 0. Oops. Minus.
Yeah, you're good at like 20 or whatever the first value you set. You don't have to keep going back.
Well, it just moves it further back. Like, I was waiting to see it show the edge of the thing, and then I was going to zoom in a little bit. But
The edge? I don't know what you mean.
the edge of this bottom floor. Like, if you keep pulling the camera back.
Yeah, that doesn't change because there's no perspective. So you could go like infinitely far back, and it would still
show you the maximum of your scene.
It would still be the same size because there's no perspective, so it doesn't get like smaller as you pull farther back.
Okay, so how come this didn't drop to the floor?
I haven't seen. Did it not?
Oh, because of my rigid body. My collider. I'm gonna have to do a polygon collider, aren't I?
No, just do a square.
Collider, box collider.
I mean, you could do a polygon. They're kind of annoying, but yeah, you could. I would do a square. Close enough. Lots of things just approximate. It's cheaper.
How do I rotate the collider but not the object?
So you could have it on a separate object. So all the colliders that are children of an object, they sort of become one.
Oh, you know, I'll do it a different
under
way.
The parent.
I'm just gonna.
Oh, let's see this.
Rotate it so that a flat edge is on the same as the flat edge, and then I can change the size of the collider to be
the size of that thing. Okay, yeah.
0.80, 0.2.
Innovative.
Oh, that's the wrong way. 0.90. This is called professionalism at its best.
Yeah. Just approximate. Get it close.
Looks Perfect. Like my rotate was slightly off.
You can probably just set it in the transform to like a precise number.
Well, quit using smart logic here. No, gravity still hasn't taken effect. Let's go ahead and see if it is due to our closeness. So it hit and bounced.
Yeah, what's the problem you're having?
Well, look, there's obviously a blue gap underneath it. So that means this is not true. Or is it? Debug.log is...
Well, you have a jump. You should see if your jump works. I mean, that'd be the ultimate test, right? You don't have to debug it.
Well, I was hitting space, and it was not...
Oh, and it wasn't jumping. Okay, okay.
So I'm trying to figure out why...
your jump force might be 0.
Is grounded true.
Yeah, your jump force is 0.
God,
so there's
this
zero
is what I
force
get.
being
This is
applied.
what I get for putting it into here. Okay, let's do 20. Oh, in my mind, I had checked off that box. I'm like, I'm done.
Like, I put in a jump force.
So grounded is true, so it's not getting that space.
And you might have to bump up the number. I don't know what... So under rigid body, you should probably check, like, the mass or whatever. How heavy your object is. Yeah, 20 should...
Should have given me some visible movement. Oh, I had to go to 200? You serious?
Yeah, you could decrease the mass. Make it lighter. Yeah, by default, all of the stuff is in, like...
units?
Wow, what's that curve called? Metric? Metric, yeah, it's in the metric system.
Oh, okay. Okay, so we have a player, we have a start,
Meters
we have a
and, like,
jump.
Rams and all that.
Let me see. We're almost ready for obstacles. We have character, add force when jumping. I was thinking about adding a sprite of like fart or something when he jumps. Like he's farting.
Yeah,
because
that'd
that's
be
fun.
easy. Okay, next thing. The kill object.
Go. Level, obstacles, UI. We haven't done the UI stuff, and we haven't done the scene information stuff.
We got like, what, 20 minutes?
We're getting there.
Go.
Stop
We
pressuring
got
me.
this. I believe.
I can't live up to... Oh, yeah. Okay, scenes. I guess these shouldn't be in the scenes. Can I can't move them into the generic assets folder? that sucks. Okay, so we have assets. We're just going to add a new one in here. Create sprites, triangle, and then we're going to say you are Deathbringer, and we are going to give you an collider. No triangle collider? Okay. Polygon collider. Yeesh. And we are gonna say sprite renderer. I'm gonna give you a triangle. And then we're gonna do this. Edit collider. So fantastic. It's beautiful. And mostly correct. So this is where you can like really spend a lot of time getting this pixel perfect. Which is what we're going to do with the last 20 minutes. Just kidding.
Oh, that's cruel.
Come on, we're almost there. I thought we were going to be there a lot sooner. This is bad. So that's interesting how the polygon dips down here somewhere. Probably because of this guy. Oh, but this is going to be like the sexiest triangle polygon. And you know what we're going to do? We are going to create a prefab out of this. Because we went through all of this painstaking work. Okay. We now have a Deathbringer object. We have a sprite renderer. We have our collider. We don't need rigid body because it's just going to be moving to the side. We don't need physics to really act. So here's the thing though. We're going to have to put this precisely on top of the floor, aren't we? Either that or we're going to have to add a rigid body so that it drops.
I mean, you don't need a rigid body. You could have it. Because I assume some are going to be, like, floating, right?
Oh, no.
Or some are going to be, like, on platforms that are floating. Etc., etc.
Okay.
What happened? What's the oh no?
It looked like the rigid body had shifted some from the object itself. Okay, so we're going to bring... you know, we really should have two things. Create a folder, and we have breakout objects, and then we have create folder in this, and we're going to just put these, oops, in this. Oh yeah, we can do this. Ball script, bouncy. Well, bouncy can be used. Break script, circle, death, delete, game info, paddle, player, start dialogue. You're all going to go in breakout. Triangle, you're going to go in endless. Breakout. Endless. And now we can bring this, is it right click or just left click? Okay. Oh, I guess we're not done yet, though, are we? Because we need to add a script. Death bringer script. Create an ad. And then one of the things I want to do is I want to have a game object. Does it make sense to do anything with the player? So the triangle moves, it hits the hexagon. What should happen? We don't reset the position of the hexagon because it's already in its position. So what should happen at that point in time? Do we even care? That triggers something else, but nothing that the player object is going to do. The player object's not going to do anything.
It's going to die.
What is dying, though? You just delete it, and it's going to end the game, end your life.
Well, so you could have like a prefab for like an explosion, and you could attach like for how the player dies, right, on the player. And so when you call death on the player, then it'll handle its cleanup, and then instantiate the explosion or whatever animation or whatever its death is.
Okay.
Or I mean, you could also pull it back and then just do it like an event. It could fire off an event like, "Hey, I died. Anyone listening, do your thing."
Yeah.
But for something simple like this, yeah, you could just say.
Because that's what I'm like. I can add the reference to the player, but then what's going to be happening?
Well, you don't need to add the reference to the player. You can just, on the collision, you can grab the player and say, "Hey, kill yourself."
Okay, wait.
That'd be a really simple way in this case.
You want a 60-degree jump rotation? You beast, you. What's wrong with the circle collider? It might start rolling. Have you watched Heaven's Field Part 2? Yeah, waiting for the third me. Okay.
Oh yeah, we had our own conversation.
That chat has distracted me 100%. I didn't hear a single word.
I know, we could have finished on time, but now we only have like 10 minutes because someone wanted to play with the collider, make a perfect triangle.
Yeah, but now it looks pretty. Okay, so that... No, I want you in character. I want a Deathbringer, and I want to put player.
Yeah, if we were going to scale this bigger, you would definitely want to do like events.
Yeah, I mean that makes more sense because then you can have everything else doing its own thing. In this case,
because we're going for speed and small scale, just tell the player to kill himself.
Let's see. So we don't need an update. No, we do need an update, and we need a start.
Yeah, you need on the update. You just want to move it.
Collision. Oops. Collision.
You don't need a reference to the player because you'll get that on the collision.
Oh man, what a backseat driver.
Oh, my bad. I'll mute myself.
No, you're fine. I'm pretty sure I would have gotten there, but game object name equals player. Then we say other dot. Well, the one thing that we could do is that you could get this component early and save it off. Player script. Oh, that's not it, right? It's going to be something in the script. Public void die player die. Do you have to get the script or? Get component player script dot die player die. And Explorer, you can go away. Okay, so the start is we need to position him at some point in time. And I'm going to extend this floor.
I mean, I don't think you need to set a start position because it's just going to be moving left, right? So whatever height you spawn it at would be the correct height, I assume. So all it has to do is every frame move left, no matter what.
Mm-hmm. But finding that perfect height is annoying.
Yeah, so that'd be the job for like your instancer, whatever's
Okay.
instantiating the obstacles, not the obstacle itself.
Yes, but I'm still gonna put that.
Also, you could have made your floor width or height. You could have made it like a simple number too,
What are you talking about?
instead of like just stretch and squash it to some random thickness.
There you go. The scale, position, 2, -4. Okay, there's your numbers. See, this has nice numbers, but this doesn't because of the scale.
This is a triangle. Oh yeah.
Where the center of this, the size of this depends on the offset depends upon the middle point of the triangle, so the size of the triangle is going to determine whether I have a nice easy position to use.
Well, both of them have to be like nice and easy, but
Yeah.
you could change.
But it's all about quick.
Okay, yeah, quick. Never mind. Ignore that. Let's go. We got 7 minutes, I believe.
Okay, so
All right, have it move left.
Transform dot not an add force, but
Just do a
velocity.
transform dot position minus equals.
But this
And
is going to
then-
do it in 2-dimensional, right? So new vector 2, and then this is going to be -5, 0.
You don't need to do new vector 2. You can do vector 2 dot left, and that gives you a vector that's just -1, 0. And then you multiply that by time dot delta time by speed, some variable speed, and then set the speed to something.
Because you're all about these wonderful objects. Just kidding. I was
Go.
joking. I'm sorry. Nice filled and speed.
Oh, an int, not a float? Ew.
Well, I was thinking I'm using nice, lovable values.
And you don't want to use like
Vector 3 and vector 2.
2.
So what's positioned? Come on, give me my IntelliSense. What is this?
Oh, what happened? Did you
A
get an
vector
error?
3.
Well, yeah, the position is in 3-dimensional space.
Oh,
Everything's in 3-dimensional space in Unity.
so you have to use a vector 3 dot left?
No. Well, I mean, I guess you could.
Well, yeah, it yells at me. Unless I do
Oh,
vector
okay.
3 left.
I would have just done the what's it called, the explicit. What's the name? The parentheses. Vector 3. Explicit casting. There we go.
Instantiation of a vector 3?
No. Just parenthesis vector 3. Parenthesis. Explicit casting.
Vector 3 of a vector 2.
Yeah.
That's just disgusting. That's dirty.
That's what I would have done.
That's dirty and disgusting, you. Okay, so this is going to keep moving left. Oh, what speed? We never set the speed.
It's beautiful and informs the user that, oh, this is a vector 2, but I'm shoving it into a vector 3.
Yeah. I don't... It tells who? The developer? You?
I don't know how to use the right class.
Try slightly higher?
No, try... Wait. I think it's... So while the game is playing, you should click on the death bringer and check the position. Because I think it's moving so fast that it's off screen. Yeah, look at that position. Oh, and
it's going right.
The other way. Oh, that's weird. Is something flipped?
Left, time delta time, speed.
Well, use right then. Like the 3 dot. Or let's see. Yeah, if nothing's rotated, I'm pretty sure it should have been left.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we can go 3 times that speed. Let's just do 5.
Now I'm confused. What? Why is it? Let's see.
Okay, amazing.
Did it kill you?
No, I jumped.
Oh, darn stream delay. I wanted to
see. You like how the hexagon just moved up and over. Okay.
Just as intended.
Yeah. Yeah. As
it's
designed.
part of the game. It's because in the future you wanted to add slopes.
Scene info. Just gonna add scene script. Create an ad. And this is just gonna keep track of. Oh, we have to do that. I mean, not stupid, wonderful thing. Where the singleton. Game info.
I mean, you don't have to. Depends on what you're trying to do.
The same thing. We're gonna have to keep track of that at some point in time. UI. We're gonna need that. We don't care about this, and we care about score. We're not gonna do lives. And then text object, so we're not going to do lives. You know, I enjoy these references, but my word, they make me feel like I have an extra line of information.
You could always do a region. This region and fold them out.
Show text. We're going to do something different. Start, show text, add score. So this one I am just going to do, a start and an update on this one.
I guess the score could technically be the time, how long you've survived.
And this is score plus equals what? 1 times time delta time? So that should just give us 1, right?
But you don't even have to do 1 times.
It's just time delta time?
Yeah. And also, you could have it so to make everything faster, you could just change the time scale. Like every whatever, just increase the time scale. So you would set time scale to, you know, some higher number than 1.
And why would you do that? Just because you could?
Well, it would make everything faster. I assume you want it to get like harder over time. That'd be an easy way.
Oh, I see. No, I was just gonna probably add not a randomizer, but put the obstacles closer together as time goes on or something. We could do something like that. There's a couple of different ways that we can make it more difficult.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just gonna make things faster. Like, oh, the players gotta be faster with their jumps.
We could. Don't need an add score. Don't need a reset score. Do we? What were we using reset score? And we're not doing... Death occurred is nice, but we're not showing that. We'll bring that back later. Oh... I kind of feel like we've gotten about 80% of the way done with this game. This little
I
game.
thought we would finish.
Well,
I'm pretty sad. Someone had to get distracted by perfect triangles and chat.
I found out I can name my windows for when I Alt-Tab. What do you mean?
I mean, I don't feel like that's that useful of a feature, but I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, don't you want it to just be what it is? Okay, player jump. So we have to
maybe for the unscrupulous people that have they're streaming and they also have suspicious stuff open, I guess. I don't know. I'm not sure what the use case is there.
Possibly mistaken empty statement. If game... What? Oh. Oh, oops. Yeah. It was not player return. Oh, I see. I had a semicolon after it. After an if statement. Yeah, that would cause an issue. Scene info script, anything else we can do here to kind of clean it up? I was watching some of the videos, and one of the things that I was noticing is that if you are trying to get a collider for something, either the collider or some other information from another object, especially one that you're going to be dealing with a lot, like you can cache a game object up here as a private variable, but you can cache their rigid body or collider or something out.
Yeah, you can cache the specific component. Yeah.
Yeah,
if you're going to be grabbing something a lot, it's better to just cache it as opposed to like grabbing it every frame or whatever. Every single
update, you're going in and looking.
Yeah,
you
don't want to keep like looking for it. It was explained to me like it's like checking out a book. Like you don't want to check out the book, put the book away, and then check it out again, put a book.
Every time you want to read a page.
Every time you want to read the book. Like if you're gonna be reading the book a lot, just keep it checked out and keep it.
Okay, so we still have splash screen for start, death screen. We have score, and then we have to figure out what the player's going to do when he dies. And then also we need some controller that puts a bunch of puts these obstacles down as we roll along. You know what? I think next week with a second hour, we're gonna get it. A 2-hour game. That's not bad. 2-hour game.
I blame Detomno getting distracted.
But
we could have been a contender.
But look how perfect this rigid body is.
Wait, does it at least kill the player?
Does it what?
Does it kill the player yet? At least have it kill the player so we can watch you die. And end the stream off with a death.
So die player die game object dot is visible. No. Isn't it game object dot active? Set active false. Is this what you want?
Oh man.
Not today. Okay.
Oh, such a tease.
Boop. Player has left the building.